Hey, Alyssa Barajas, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks,
How's your day going?
Sean. It's going good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Well, thank you for joining me. This is called the Getting to Know You segment. So the idea here is we're just going to talk a little bit about you and share you with the office virtually. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Cool. I'm excited.
Awesome. So I just want to say that, in my 6 months here at Huntington Beach, Keller Williams, out of all the agents that I've spoken to, you have the best attitude.
Oh, thank you.
So
I appreciate that.
tell me where you get that. Where does that come from?
Um, I genuinely am a very happy person. However, I always have to remind people that I think happiness takes a lot of practice too, because we all go through things in life, but it's one of those things where it's like, do you want to see every day, your glass half full or your glass half empty, right? So I work really hard on always seeing, the positive. And also too, just like I just surround my I all it's about who you surround yourself with also too. So I always try to surround myself around good people and do things that make me happy. So I would say genuinely that's probably what makes gives me my energy, and I always try to make sure that I'm involved in things that bring me that energy back, because
Mhm.
I think what you give off, your clients, your friends, your family, like they give it back to you too.
So a karmic effect.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
What, so you mentioned being optimistic, the glass is half full versus being half empty. You can look at any situation and either way, you're right. It's half full or half empty. Either way, you're right. So it's not about being right. It's about how you look at things. And so can you give me an example maybe in your life, and not so much in real estate? You can go back to childhood. You can go back to career before real estate. Um, and give me an example of something really challenging that maybe you had to overcome and that your attitude helped you.
You know what? I actually had this question has never been asked, but I actually have a really good one that it just kind of hit me.
Yeah.
Before even like getting in real estate or any career that I thought, I was supposed to be a physician assistant, okay?
Mm,
That's what I was supposed to. I went to UC Irvine for that. Okay. I
okay.
literally studied. I worked for free at Hoag Hospital. I did clinicals. I did all of that. That was my life. I was supposed to do that. And then one day it just hit me. I just didn't feel that was the job for me. I think I knew that when I started working, like the volunteer work in that field, the medical field.
Hmm.
And I remember the biggest fear I had was disappointing my parents, because we're always looking for their approval.
Right.
And I remember thinking, I'm not meant to be a doctor. I'm not meant for this field, but this is what all I ever knew. This is all I was doing. And then I thought to myself, I could either, go into a career just because I'm book smart and this is where I'm at,
Right.
and be unhappy, or I could, just venture off and find what makes me happy and think of it as it's okay that you're leaving that behind. You're not a failure. You're just looking at life differently and you're trying to find something that makes you happy. And
Perfect.
in that phase of my life, it was building my personal training career. So that's what I did prior to real estate. So that's when I was like, I'm happy that I have this personality, because instead of saying, "Oh, poor me," or "You're such a failure. You got your degree, but you didn't even go with it or go into the medical field," I looked at it as, no, there's a different career for me that other people will benefit from for me being in that field, if that
Okay.
makes sense.
How
Yeah.
long were you in personal fitness?
Oh my gosh. I started when I was 20. I started like into the fitness when I was like 18, 19, but I made
Hmm.
it a career when I was like 21, 22. Yeah. And
21,
I'm
22.
32, if you want to know.
No,
So do the
I did
math.
want to know, but I wasn't going to ask you. So
I don't mind
you
showing
look
you.
like you're like, 19 or 20.
Cool. I'll take it.
Okay. So you shared with me you did fitness for a few years. Okay. And so what was the transition that got you into real estate?
Well, I actually had always been involved in real estate, but not like nobody knew it in the forefront. It was what my boyfriend, who is now husband, had always been doing. Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I was his girlfriend, he had owned like a 16 unit apartment complex. So I
Oh,
already knew real estate when I was like 19.
so he
He
was an
taught me a lot.
investor. So he
Yeah,
exposed you to investing.
big time. And I remember thinking like, oh, that's scary. I would never do that. Like that's a waste of like I was so like against it because to me all I knew was work, check, right? That's all I knew. He was like spend to make money back, right?
Okay.
He thought long term. He learned that from his father. So
Yeah.
I didn't come from a family of investment.
Okay.
So when I got exposed to it, he had been doing it for many, many years. And I've been with my husband for we're going on 14 years now total.
You met him at 16.
I met him at 17. Yeah.
17. Okay.
Yeah. And so,
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. So when we met, like I said, he already exposed me to it, but that was never my thing. I was personal trainer, Alyssa, and then boyfriend, now husband, was like investor, right?
Is he a gym rat as well?
Yes, but now he's too busy. So that's another story. But anyway, so then as years went on, once we actually got like engaged, I obviously got more involved, right? Because now our things are combined. So then I started managing rental properties. But I told him, I'm not going to be like, this is not my thing. This is just our family business.
Right.
That I'll help out with, but I'm a trainer and I own a business.
Right.
The cool thing was he was all for it. He never once said like, we got to grow this or anything. He was like, you do that, makes you happy. Again, what makes me happy, right? That didn't make me happy. So I wanted to stick to that. And then one day, it was when he started flipping. He started flipping houses. That was when I really, because his friends were asking, where are you finding these deals and how are you doing the staging and just all kinds. He's like, well, my wife helps me a lot.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, can you ask her to help me? And then one day he's like, Alyssa, you know, people get paid for this, right? Like people get paid to help people find deals. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm a trainer, you know, like, don't bug me. And he's like, yeah, like you should get your license. Just try it out. And I said, no, you get it with me and then I'll get it. And he's like, okay.
So you guys both did it.
We went to school together. We got our license together. And he's like, if you pass, like you want to try it out, like see if we can find some of my friends some deals and get some. It was more like I started initially with investments. I had no plans to buy or sell. I literally said, I'm only getting it for when you flip. I'm not getting it to help anybody. So then he was like, okay, because he knew training made me happy. So, but then my clients would come in to work out, and mind you, I have a home business. I have a gym out of my home, and they would see my open house signs. That's where it started. My clients were like, "You're a realtor? You're a realtor? And then my first clients were my personal training clients.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So then, and you know how it is, Sean, like you cannot be a part-time realtor. You're either in or you're not.
Yep.
Be successful per se, right? Yep. And so once I started realizing the real estate was just overtaking and it was something's going to lack. And what was lacking was putting 100% into my clients who I was training them.
Right.
And then I made the decision of, you know what, I think I want to be a realtor full time. And then I did it. And
when did you make that decision? When did you make that decision?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And you went on a team first, right?
Actually, no. I went under a brokerage, remember? I was no part of Keller Williams at all. I was under a small broker because I didn't know where to go. I really didn't even know about I didn't know anything about it. And it turned out a friend had just opened his own brokerage, very small company. And then I just said, hey, I need somewhere to hang my license. Like, can I start here? Yeah. He's like, sure.
Well, so you're an entrepreneur is what I hear you saying. And I want to make this more about you and not so much about business, but where did you grow up?
I actually grew up in Santa Ana.
Santa Ana. Okay. So
Santa Ana. My family's from here. I still live here now. My parents are here. My grandparents are here. And so is my husband and his family too.
From Santa Ana as well. Santa Ana.
Okay. Yeah. I even went to school here too.
And you told me no kids.
No kids. A lot of dogs and a lot of cats.
A lot of pets. You're a pet person. What kind of dogs?
I have 2 chocolate Labradors, a rat terrier, and then I have an orange tabby cat and like 2 they're also tabbies, but they're like gray tabby cats. And then I foster.
Oh, you're foster as well. Okay. Yeah. So, you know the Keller Williams labs, you've probably seen that on some of the videos. Have you noticed anything about the labs process that we're doing with Command?
No, I wait on like Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed in any of the training material. This Keller Williams Labs is the whole process of the testing of command and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
that little silhouette of the lab is actually Gary Keller's lab.
No way.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
But
There's
yes, now that you're telling me, it's ringing a bell. I have seen it, but I didn't put
you
that
put two
together.
and two together, right?
Yeah. Oh, he would
So,
love me then, huh?
yeah. So outside of real estate, I know you got to think back before coronavirus, because now under coronavirus, we're all locked down and barely, it's hard enough to get out to get a good meal. But before coronavirus, what kind of fun things do you and your husband like to do?
Oh, for sure, hiking,
Mm.
dog beach,
But you didn't
and
come to my hike.
oh, I know. Well, I've been, Sean, I have been out in the boondies.
No, I know you're busy. You're busy.
but now I will. I'm excited to meet more people at the office. But yeah, hiking for sure. Dog Beach, Huntington Dog Beach, which is where that comes from, the
Yeah.
sponsorship there. And then I would definitely have to say, just like anything other recreational that we can do, like whether it's like rock climbing or like, we like to rent Duffy boats a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
That's cool in the
definitely
harbor.
outdoor people. Yeah, the harbor. So that's like our fun stuff.
So you told me a little bit about your dog, the dog beach, your water venture. Tell me a little bit about that. How did that come about, and how you made that an entrepreneurial, another situation where you turned it into an entrepreneurial situation?
So I would always like every Sunday morning, me and my husband go to the dog beach really early with all of our dogs, and then they have a tent that is always there. Every Saturday and Sunday they have a tent, and I would always go by and just to kind of let everybody know, the Huntington Dog Beach is solely funded by the community. They get all their donations. They have like poopy bags, little scarves for dogs, like water bottles, like all kinds of stuff. Anything when you go to the tent and you buy something, it goes back into there. And
Right.
it's made to keep the dog beach open because the Huntington Beach City, they can care less about a dog beach. Like
Right.
it has to be funded by something. So these organizers do it. And then I would always buy something just to kind of give money, right? And
Hmm.
then one day I thought about it. I noticed he sold water. And I thought to myself, well, instead of always coming here and like giving them money, like why don't I provide them the water that I know they have to go get? Why don't I just bring it and they can sell my water and make money? So not only am I making them, now they're making 100%. So
And
now
you branded the water for yourself.
I brand the water. So I have labels wrapped around the water, that when they sell it, whoever gets it gets my information. They know that I'm sponsored by, that I sponsor them. And then I'm also on their website. So, and to be truthful, Sean, like that idea really came from because I do genuinely love the Huntington Dog Beach. But I thought, you know what? I might as well. And I even asked them, like, are you guys okay with this? They're like, oh my God, yeah. Like just the fact that we don't have to go to the store anymore to
Right.
buy water. So now every week I either, drop it off at the tent or I drop it off at their little like facility area. Yeah. And then they just have water. It's like not even a thing anymore. And I have a lot of help with my marketing. So my marketing director will go and just drop it off and stuff like that. So that's how that started. And then, it's getting more serious. They recently asked me if I want to be on board. And now I'm like, oh no, another job. Like, I'm cool with it, but I have to figure out what they need out of me. So I'll figure out if it's not really a lot of like physical time where maybe they just need me more to like go to like certain events, then
Right.
maybe I wouldn't mind doing that. But right now I provide them all the water. So if anybody goes to their tent and buys water, it does go to them 100% and it's provided by me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's just another example of you being entrepreneurial and one thing that Keller Williams we love is entrepreneurs, and that's we embrace that and we try to help you grow that. So could you tell me maybe do you have written goals, or are they just goals that you and your husband have talked about, and maybe you for your business?
Um, Me and my husband, we talk a lot about our future goals together. I'm a big write down person. People laugh at me all the time. I, to this day, have a calendar and I write things on paper. I do not have anything in my phone. Like
Okay.
in terms of goals and notes, notes are on paper. or they're on a whiteboard. But of course, my clients are in a digital because there's no way I can keep up on paper, obviously. But like in terms of things that are close to my heart and close to like what I want to do, they're written down because I've noticed when I write it, I make it happen. Like I will really see it and I see it over. And if I have to rewrite it to like embed it in me. So for sure, I have written goals. Like one thing me and my husband, like as a family that we're working on is we want to, we're going to keep our house in Santa Ana. We're going to rent it out. And then we do want to move on to like acres of lots. That's our goal because we want to have more animals. I want horses and chickens and goats.
Yeah. You want more property.
I want more property. Yeah. So that's like that right now, it's like our little baby. We're like really striving for that goal and we'll see what happens, after that.
All right. So you do have written goals, or you've some of these goals, like for instance, maybe your husband wants to flip a certain amount of homes, or maybe you guys want to acquire and hold on to a certain number of units, like Grant Cardone. You know who Grant Cardone is?
Oh yeah.
He owns 7,600 units.
It's crazy. I would love to get there.
Yeah. So how many units do you guys own? Do you have a goal for how many units?
Yeah. Right now we own and manage 11.
11?
But they're not units. They're rental properties. Some are duplex.
Yeah. So like a rental property would be one unit. If
one unit. Yeah. So
duplex, that's two units.
Correct. Yeah. So we do single family homes right now. And then I don't know if I like the apartment thing. He tried it and I didn't really like it much. It's a lot of work.
A multi-unit commercial.
Multi-unit, because that would require scaling out and hiring more people to manage.
Property manager, yes.
I'm not sure I really want that for us. I really do enjoy the single family because I've been able to meet a lot of really nice families, and you'll notice, at least I have noticed, that they're more long-term. All of our tenants are 10 plus years.
Oh, that's good.
We don't have turnaround. Like our goal is to meet nice families that, and if you treat them right, they treat your house right. So I take pride in that and taking good care of them, leaving them be, They don't want a landlord all up in their business. So it's like, I try to make them live a normal, happy life. And if they need something from me, they can call me. And with a good rental contract, everybody's pretty protected and can leave each other alone, more or less. But our goal is definitely, I want more rental properties. I would love to buy like another 5 within the next like year, okay. I would say. Mind you, I'm trying to scale that because I'm also helping buyers and sellers, just families, right? So my husband is trying to manage like crew, like fixing.
Yeah. How many families do you want to help? How many sides or how many units in real estate representing buyers and sellers do you want to represent this year? What's your goal?
My goal, I would say like 20.
Okay.
For the year, because I know that I can give that energy and I won't be like worn out. Because
where are you at right now?
I'm half.
Okay. Good for you.
I'm on track in terms of I made a goal for myself to help 20 families this year, and then by June I was already at number 10.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's your favorite color? What's Alyssa's favorite color?
Pink.
Pink.
Pink Ranger, Pink Powerpuff Girls. That was me. Like, I'm all about that was me. Pink Panther. When I grew up, okay. I loved all that. Yeah.
So before we get to the darts behind you, what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie? I would say
all-time
Sherlock Holmes. All of Sherlock Holmes. All of them that they've made.
Series.
Yeah. Okay. The newer one, not the old version.
Okay.
Yeah, the one with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. What's tell me about the darts.
The darts?
Yeah, the darts behind you.
The darts behind me?
Who's the dart player?
I have it in here because I'm in my office, and if I'm on the phone, I'll just like start throwing darts.
So it's a little bit of therapeutic thing in your office.
Yeah, it is. But you just told me something that
yeah, so there's that. Yeah, I shared with you that Helen is a world-renowned dart thrower and was ranked worldwide. I think she was number 1. She was it might have been in the top 5, but either way, top 5 or top.
I mean, either way, she knows how to throw a dart, and she'd be very disappointed if she saw how I throw my dart.
No, you were saying you could beat her, so that you were to challenge her. No, I'm just saying you
Don't
did.
believe him. He's putting me on on the spot here.
Well, let's see what comes from this interview. We'll see if maybe a dart competition is in
Oh
the
my gosh, I
horizon.
know. One thing I will tell you though is my dog hates when I throw it. The moment he hears like it hit the thing, he's like trying to run back and forth. Like,
Well, cool. Well, that's
yeah,
interesting that he even realizes that. But
yeah.
well, before we wrap up, anything you want to share? I mean, you told us about your family. You told us about some of your interests and some of the things you do outside of real estate, why you got into real estate. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you want to share?
Um, I don't know. I guess just I mean, one of those things where, I always remind people that it's really important to put good out into the world. I just call it like good energy.
Yep.
Because I always try to remind people that aside from everything that's going on, it's really important that rather than saying you're going to do something, just be that person to
Mm-hmm.
do that thing because that energy could trickle down. It's like when you go to someone and you go, "Hey, you look really nice today." You have no idea how much that can mean to them, right?
Yes, very true.
It really is. So I'm the person where if I saw a girl and I loved her shoes, like I'll tell her, like your shoes are so cute or something, because you never know. What if she's had a bad day and thought she didn't look very nice? Like I don't know. That's just how I look at it. So I always make an effort that if I think something, and it's something nice to say, don't be shy to like share those things because you never
Yeah.
know how it can make someone day. And I think that's the energy we need to put out so that that person carry it over
Yep.
and so on and so forth.
Well, good for you. That what you pay it for, what you put out there comes back in return. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining me on this getting to know you segment. It's Alyssa Barajas. Just so you know, a little tidbit. We have 106 agents in the office, and right now, and in July, wrapping up July, and last year about 70 of those agents were active and in production. And you are ranked 7th overall this year. So you're doing an
Wow.
amazing job. Keep doing it. And I appreciate you sharing a little bit of the intimate details about you.
Cool. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it. All right. I'll see you soon. Okay.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.